guys, welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Portsmouth. Now, in the last... Actually, I want to address something straight off the bat. Those of you who watched my Tactics Explained video, firstly, I hope you enjoyed it, and that I hope it was vaguely informative. And remember, I don't know what I'm talking about, really. I'm learning. But someone made a very good comment, literally about an hour ago on that video, because it is now Thursday when I'm recording this. I have to get some stuff done, basically. And what he said was, why are you using shorter passing and retain possession when you're playing a counter-attacking tactic? Because counter-attacking play, you get the ball, you get it forward. And if you're using especially shorter passing, you're severely limiting those options. Retain possession perhaps isn't such a bad thing, but you tend to get that kind of thing anyway. So, and I hadn't even thought of that, and it makes sense. So what I've done this month as a little test is turned off retain possession and shorter passing, just to see if that will give us a bit more freedom and stop us from like sometimes our counter-attacks, they get a bit limp because we're trying to play the ball too short, and sometimes there's a really good passing but they don't take it because of that potential for that instruction. So maybe that's a good thing that we've changed that. So we're going to get into that. Obviously, we've got our LiveCom today against Preston North End at home, so hopefully a good one there. But let's get into the games that we've had this month, and you can see what I mean. So the first game I tested it in was the home game against Birmingham, and I thought we were bloody brilliant. Like, we should have won at St Andrews, but this time we went and we did exactly what we needed to do. We won 3-1 on clear-cut chances. The game was 3-1. It's pretty much perfect. Demarai Gray's goal was a little bit silly, but one of those things that happens. Sam Manton put us in front on 21 minutes with a great finish from a good cross, I believe, from Jed Wallace. Then on 60, no, sorry, what am I talking about? Demarai Gray was able to equalise for Birmingham on the hour mark. Basically, ball played in and Peter Crouch flicks the ball on and it hits the crossbar. Obviously, our keeper's reaching for it, he's on the ground, and Demarai Gray is able to slot into an empty net. I was pissed at the time because they'd done nothing at that point. Thankfully, Jed Wallace was able to pop up and put us 2-1 up with a fantastic finish, actually. Then I'm really pleased, and the first sign of this tactic working for me was the third goal. So we got the ball on the break, and we ended up playing a long crossfield ball because we had a lot of men on the overlap, and it meant that we had this huge space, and normally we'd keep it nice and tight. The ball ends up coming to Shaquille Coulthurst, but instead of just aimlessly smashing it at goal, he actually squares it for Manton, who was running in like the box-to-box midfielder he is, and he slides it into an empty net. So I think we're starting to get a tactic now that I'm really starting to enjoy, and it's really starting to work for us. It's not to say we're going to win every game with it, that's just not how things are, but we did well with it. In our next game, we went away to Crawley Town, and this was a strange game, in the sense that we were definitely deserving of the win. Marcus put us in front early on. Gary O'Neill's equaliser was just hilarious. And I say hilarious in that you have to laugh, otherwise you'd cry. Like, basically, the ball was clipped long by Crawley. In fact, I'm just going to show you it. I'll show you it in 2D, though, because if anything, it actually makes it look a lot worse in 2D. Now, I have a sweeper keeper in Paul Jones, who is set to not come too far out of his goal because, you know, I don't want him coming out of the penalty area too far because he could get caught out, and you know what happens. This is what happens. The thing is, I don't know why Jones at all. Like, why is Jones coming to clear this? Why is the defender not just following? Jones smashes it into the midfield, doesn't get long enough, and Gary O'Neill smashes it into an empty net. I don't know why Jones came all the way out there. The defender would have got that comfortably, and it's cost us a goal. Like, fair enough, it was 2 clear cuts each, and their chances were good. They were both of their goals, but we really should have won that game. And if it wasn't for that, we would have. Although we should have scored more goals, frankly. So it can't be all blamed on that. I just hate seeing that kind of stuff. But that's the problem with the sweeper-keeper tactic. That will happen from time to time. Then, though, back at home against Leyton Orient, and we've struggled against them in the past. So especially last season, we had some poor results. We were fantastic. I just said that with a TH. We were fantastic. Nathan Eccleston with a fantastic finish, and Jack Watmore popping up. I can't stop thinking people popping up. He didn't pop up at all. It was a free kick. Wallace whipped the ball in, and Watmore ran across to the far post and slid the ball into the net. And yeah, that was fantastic. Wallace has had a great month for assists. He really has. Another league win, and you know, we've not lost since that Chesterfield game, which was unfortunate. We've got a pretty decent run together, frankly. If you actually look, only 2 defeats in the league since November, so that isn't bad. Next game, we drew Norwich in the FA Cup, and this was disappointing. It was so disappointing. We were really good. I can't fault Diafra Sakho's goals, except for the second one. I could see it coming from a mile away. Like, you know when you could see him running in the middle going, stay with him. The ball, you've not stayed with him, and he's scored. One of those kind of situations. We had 3 Actually, I'm just going to show you, not really anything in particular, but it's the only way I can really enter it to actually show you this stuff, is to show you Diafrasako's goal. We had 3 good chances in this game, and our poor finishing was what let us down in this one. It was nothing to do with... it was just so annoying, because I thought we were actually better than Norwich, to be fair, in this game. Like, the first one was just a ball whipped in, and it's just a... getting across his man, basically. No problems there, really, and it's very, very annoying when that sort of thing happens. But we had 3 clear-cut chances in this game, and it was so frustrating to see that we couldn't win, or at least get a replay. I think we were definitely valid for that. But, you know, their second goal, though, I've got to say, was... yeah. I mean, the problem with it was... why is that not... I want to see the gold. No, it's one of these needlessly long highlights, it would appear. Basically, what's going to happen is we're going to go get the ball and we're going to head upfield with it. I'm showing you the highlights in this mode because it actually, you'll see what I mean, because I'm trying to explain something about... like, it was around about... no, what? For a start, I actually thought we were going to equalise. I thought we were about to get a good chance to equalise on this play, because when Hanley gets the ball out on the left-hand side, he's usually very good, and the ball comes back to Hollands and it gets it through to Coulthurst, and he gets not a shot away, but the balls are being cleared. Now watch this. The ball is going to end up down that left-hand side in a minute, because Webster was poor here. Murphy, now watch the man. Look, there's Sacco in the middle. Now, he's being marked, he's not that close to him, but now look, watch. Just makes that run across. Come on. You can defend better than that, Hanley. I know you've got to tuck in and you're not a centre-back, but Jesus, stay with him. You kind of see it coming from a mile away. Just one of those things that happens though, guys, and we are out of the FA Cup. But frankly, we reached the 5th round, so... was it the 5th round? Yeah. We very nearly could have reached quarter-final. It's a shame, but it's one of those things that happens. Next up, we had the top of the table clash between us and Rotherham. Rotherham are a great side, and I expect them to go up, but I think that we probably could have won this one. Hanley's... well, Mateus Bosiet put Rotherham in front, but not long, very, very quickly after that, Hanley scored a penalty for us. I can't remember who won the penalty. I think it might have been Wallace. And then when Roman Beanie, I think that's Beanie or Benet, put Rotherham in front again, and that was hilarious because it was from a corner, and we literally had, like, usually when you can see from a corner it's because there's no one near him. There was he was actually standing in the area that was being zonally marked, like right in front of the goalie. So there was 4 players right next to him and the goalie, and somehow he managed to win the header there. So well played, I guess, but poor defending from us. Thankfully, right after half-time, Jed Wallace scored a cracking volley and levelled the game up. But I think when you look at the stats, we should have won this one too. We should have put one over on top of the table, Rotherham, which was disappointing. And that brings us to the game I think I've just played. Yeah, it was. Away at Charlton. Now, Charlton were good. They were really good, especially in the first half of this game. Second half, we kind of came into our own a little bit against them, and Danny East picked up a knock, which didn't help. They were very good, and we actually rode our luck a little bit at times in this game. They had quite a few decent chances and probably should have beaten us. So to get a 0-0 draw here, I was pretty pleased with. And it also meant that we stay unbeaten in the league since that game against Chesterfield. And that's actually quite a few games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 in the league unbeaten isn't bad. Admittedly, we've only won 3 of those, but it's still points. And all of that leaves us here in the league. We're 4th. We have a game in hand, though. That's the key thing here. We have a game in hand on all of the teams below us, apart from Millwall, but that wouldn't bring them that close. So in theory, we win the game in hand, which is the day against Preston. I don't think it is, actually. I think it's the game against Crewe, actually, that's a game in hand. It got postponed because of all our FA Cup matches, and we're not playing until April now. So that's quite important, actually. If we can win today... well, if we win our game in hand, we can be 6 points clear of the sides of dropping out of the playoffs, which is kind of where we need to be. I don't think we're going to get in the automatic promotion spots because of the fact that Crewe have got those 2 games in hand, and Bristol City look pretty damn good at the moment. Though we could get to within 2 points of that. I don't know. It's just one of those things. If we can keep pushing, then there may be a chance for us. It's just... you just don't know these things. Wallace is right up there as one of the best players in the league, and obviously Marcus is still in there for goals. He's been going off the boil a little bit lately, though, I have to say. That's why I've been playing Eccleston, sort of alternating between the 2 a little bit. Let's just take a little look at the squad while we're here. I will be doing something so that you guys can see the progress of every single player in the team. However, I didn't want to do it like in an episode where there's so much happening, because it's going to take at least sort of 10-15 minutes for us to go through it all in detail. So what I'm going to do is, at the end of the season, I will put that on the end of the last episode of the season, so we can do it like on a season by season basis rather than just random. That way you can actually see a proper map of how they've progressed, and we've got some decent progression with some other players, so I'm sure you'll want to see that. Marcus has 16 goals, but Wallace has 14, which is pretty damn impressive for a right winger. McAvoy has 9, and Eccleston also has 9. Assist-wise, though, Wallace has got 17. Look at his stats. I don't know how... I really hope he can win Player of the Year again, because he deserves it. Player of the Match, also 5 for him there. Pass rating, Wes Fogden, I guess, but more likely to be Joe Partington. Yellow cards, Adam Webster has 8 now. A little bit disappointing, but it's not bad for 42 appearances. Red cards, only Jack Watmore. Average rating, of course, is Jed Wallace, but Webster is right up there. Those two have been superb, and obviously Webster and Watmore, also excellent. Hanley, not surprised to see him up there as well. Right, let's get into today's game against Preston. They're playing 3-5-2. We had a little bit of trouble against one of these before, I think. Is that Simon Davis? No, that can't be Simon Davis. It can't be. He's not a striker for a start. Right, so this is the changes I've made. So we've got rid of retained possession and shorter passing. We're still trying to learn that. They're like, the tactic is not fluid yet. Competent for the passing style, which is the one thing that is going to need to improve. That's going to take some time. Closing down, we're getting there, and tempo, again, we're getting there. I have changed the training back to tactics for a bit, so that we can try and learn this tactic, because I want to make sure we get this one nailed. It's not ideal, but I think next season it will definitely be useful. And I think this might be one... Now, I know I tinker a lot, but I think this could well be the tactic that we use. It's great to see Kieran Grifiths, who's really starting to nail down a position in this team now. Let me just do a quick pick, and... No, come on. Coulthurst up front, are you joking? My assistant's on crack. There we go. Marcus. Yeah, I'm going to do Marcus today. We'll bring Nicholson off the bench. I have been using Coulthurst quite a bit off the bench in place of McAvoy, who just doesn't seem to have much stamina. Let's see. Maloney's back. That's great. That's the first game he's played for us for a very long time. And that's just as well because Danny East is injured. Oh, no, he's back. Right then. So, yeah, no, one thing it's great to see is that Kieran Grifiths has been... Oh, long throws have gone down. His agility's down a little bit, interestingly. I think, though, that he's really going to start to push for a place in this team. Now, he's already there, but I think he could really start to kick on. We've still got people like Grant Nichols and Nathan Dodd as well that are around that could potentially be awesome as well. Oh, look. I really got to start myself out before I start recording. So, hello, Harry. We need to... Also, we have youth intake next month, so hopefully we can get someone awesome to continue this rise and keep the conveyor belt of quality Pompey players coming through. So let's submit the team and get into the match. I personally think we've been creating a lot more. Even in games we've played relatively badly, we've been creating quite a lot more. And that's nice to see. I just want to see if this is Simon Davis. It can't be. Stephen Davis, right. I forgot about that. There's a lot of Davis. Is that Ryan Ledson, the guy from... No. Can't be. Seriously? Oh, he's on loan, right. Why doesn't it say on loan from Everton then? Yeah, he's one of the wonder kids, supposedly. Why did he not... Strange. Sorry, it didn't say he was on loan. Or maybe that's because of that panel I've got there to put the pictures bigger. Maybe it goes over that bit. Right, let's get into this then. But as you can see, look at the stats on Jed Wallace. 14 goals and 17 assists. That is unreal. He might be on for his best season yet. He could genuinely be the legend of this series, Jed Wallace. I'm serious about this. Right, let's go. I'm really hoping for a good performance here. We've done really well at home since I started using this strategy. Admittedly, the Rotherham game, but that was against top of the league, and even then we looked better than them, and we're a little bit unlucky. Right, hopefully it'll smooth out a little bit. Wallace with the ball up, knocked back, but we're going to get back on it. Wallace, can you drop it around the corner perhaps? Whips it into Webster. Marcus! Oh, good effort. Good effort. It's only a minute into the game, but it's a decent effort, and it looked like it was actually a save, so we've certainly shot out the traps here. Preston are not the team they were last year. I need to make that abundantly clear. And we beat them 6-0 away from home already this season, so there's a chance that we could do something special against them again here today. In fact, to be honest, if we don't beat them here today, it'll be very disappointing considering we beat them 6-0 away from home. Come on, Adam, don't get silly. We need to come up. I want to see us get 2 or 3 against them. I think we're good enough to do that, basically. Is this game just set on, like... No, we're on key highlights. Something's going to happen in the opening few minutes of this game. Oh, Webster's been booked already. Come on, Adam. Don't do something stupid and get yourself sent off. That would be very, very bad. We just need to come up with a good, solid win. Just like we did against Leyton Orient. No pressure, just a good win. I say no pressure. The pressure is we need to win, but I do think we'll qualify for the playoffs this season quite comfortably. It's just whether we can give it that extra oomph and get ourselves into the automatic spots. I think it's going to be difficult. We'd need to really pull up some trees and win a few games that we're maybe not expected to. Struggling to control. Yeah, they're getting a lot of possession of the ball, and that's I don't really think it matters so much, just because we don't have retained possession on as well, so we're not quite as economical when we do have the ball. This has been a ridiculous first. Finally, a highlight. Hopefully, it's us scoring and not conceding. They've not had a single shot on target yet, so hopefully we're not going to screw this up. Uh-oh, I worry now. Oh, good interception from Mantum. Whips it all the way out to the wide position where Matt Hanley's waiting, just down the wing, McAvoy, now he can run at people, and he is set to do exactly that. Now watch this. McAvoy's so good at this. Whips it all the way across, and that's so... Oh, Marcus has left it! Oh my god. Is that Grifiths? Portsmouth 1, Preston 0. Jesus, what was with the goalkeeping there? Olejnik was terrible. That would be, if that happened to me, I'd be really annoyed, because it looked like he just batted that down into the path of, well, I thought it was Marcus, but it was actually Kieran Grifiths that's finished, but who cares? Pompey won. Yeah, McAvoy whips it in. Oh my god. I don't know what happened, why they both fell over there. It was a little bit like synchronised swimming, but the point is Griffiths steps in and makes it 1-0. Oh, if we get 2-0 before half-time, that would suddenly really put the fear of God into them. As long as they don't concede any equals. Griffiths. Oh, ball bounces to McAvoy here, far, but oh my goodness. That is a finish. It's finished something, just not the move. We probably could have done with the second goal there. Catch them while they're pissed off at their goalkeeper, who is having an absolute med. And he used to play for Peterborough. Right, let's... I don't think we really need to change anything. We are actually dominating the game, apart from possession-wise. We're having more chances, more shots, more clear-cut chances, so I think we'll be okay. And we're winning the game as well. Apologies for the little jumpiness sometimes. I am uploading videos to YouTube in the background. That's how much I've got to get done. In the short space of time I have, don't let them equalise from a corner. Whip it in, clear it, good. Now catch them on the break. Griffiths gets the ball. You can whip this forward. Go. Marcus. Now we need to be quick on the break here. This is the area that we need to be good at. Manton wins it. McAvoy whip it around the outside. There was a good ball on, but maybe it would have been a bit ambitious. But McAvoy's still good at crossing. Whips it in. Griffiths! Oh! 2-0 to Portsmouth. Both goals scored by Kieran Grifiths. I've really struggled to say his name. It's one of those ones that's got too many letters. Griffiths. It's a toughie. McAvoy's been superb down that wing today, though. Again, what a ball in. And Griffiths with a great finish. I tell you what, this lad, in a couple of seasons, maybe even next year, is going to start to become a real focal point in this team. We're 2-0 up now. Hopefully the floodgates will open a little bit now for us. Whips in. Oh, I thought that was 3-0. 3-0 there and you're cruising. Hanley's ball across. Marcus, there we go. 3-0 to Portsmouth. Superb. This tactic is working, so thank you. I'm just going to try and dig up the person's name who actually said that about the tactic, because who was it? It was Elouse. Or Elouse. But thanks, mate. That was a great suggestion. I can't believe the oversight, so thank you for that suggestion. And, well, you can see what it's done for us this month. We're creating so much more chances because we're getting the ball forward quicker when we do win it. Thank God that's not our injury. And we've got 3 clear-cut chances and scored 3 goals. You can't really argue with that. We've done well, but it's probably about time we make a substitution. We're 3-0 up, so there's no need to be leaving it too long. Who should we bring in here? I'm going to bring on Hyam for Webster, because he's looking a little bit... Well, he's not knackered per se, but he is on a yellow card, and I can't afford to get him sent off. McAvoy's having a great game. I'm going to bring on Eccleston for Marcus. That'll do for now. We're not going to need to change anything particularly special. We're playing well. Even if they do score a goal, I'm not going to try and push for loads of goals in this one. We're just going to try and keep the strategy the same and see what comes of it, basically. And we intercepted again here. We look so much better on the counter-attack. Whip it through the middle. Oh, Griffiths' ball through is beautiful. Go on, Nathan. That is a superb counter-attacking goal. Kieran Grifiths has had the game of his life here. That's 2 goals and an assist for him there. The ball around the corner is something that we were never doing before. And I don't know why, because it wasn't exactly a long ball. Great goal. Kieran Grifiths, when he gets here, that is a beautiful pass. And Eccleston still has to finish, and I've seen him miss a few like this, but he creates himself an angle and slots that home. Portsmouth 4, Preston 0. Bear in mind, that's 10-0 on aggregate against Preston this season. We've been dominant, and I tell you what, there's still 20 minutes to go, and there's another highlight here. Eccleston's through again, you know. Another goal? No, surely not. Nah. Well done, nice try, though. Who's got the ball back again? Well, it's not going to be clear-cut chance, is it? Because it's very, very wide. But hey, that was a chance. You never know. We just seem to be great against Preston. We just seems to love playing against them. Griffiths maybe could have got there, actually. But just don't get dragged out of position and concede on the break. We've been so good today. This is the kind of play that I think, if we can continue being as good as this in games, then there's no reason why we couldn't challenge for one of those top 2 spots. I just think that sometimes we get a bit complacent, and look at that, Rochdale are 5-0 up at Swindon as well. So there we have it. I think that's going to be it, though. 4-0. It's not bad. 10-0 on aggregate against Preston this season is pretty damn amazing. Don't concede a silly... That's it. They've had a few shots, you know, but they've just been very poor in terms of actually getting them... I don't know. There you have it. That's one of our biggest ever LiveCom wins, I think. Portsmouth 4, Preston North End 0. And, well... Yeah, I was going to say, please tell me Kieran Grifiths is man of the match. Though, big props to go to Kenneth McAvoy as well. Good solid win, yep. But also, I'm going to have to talk to Kieran Grifiths especially here. He was superb today. And McAvoy, frankly, was good as well. And I'm going to tell him as well. Sometimes I do. No, pleased with the performance. Doesn't really make any difference to them, but hey, we need to get some superb morale. That's what we need. So there we have it. We'll look at the table on the next screen just because it's a little bit easier. So we can have a look at the games we've got in March, as well as obviously the youth intake, which we'll be talking about then. So there we have it. We're 4th in the league, but, and there's a big but. This is a Kardashian-sized but. We have a game in hand, and. Wow, how are Plymouth in 7th and they have a negative goal difference? Christ, how many goals have they conceded this year? What did we put past Plymouth? I can't remember. All I know is that we put a lot past Preston. 8 past Gillingham as well, though. So, not bad. If we win our game in hand, which is against Crewe, so important, we will go to 59 points and we'd be level with Bristol City, although of course that game in hand isn't for a while, but we'd actually go above Bristol City into 3rd, and we'd have the game in hand, and we'd not be that far behind the likes of Rotherham, to be honest. Crewe could overtake Rotherham if they won both their games in hand, but one of them is against us, and we're going to do our best to not lose that. So there we have it. Let's go quickly take a look at the schedule so we can see who we're playing in the LiveCom next month. March LiveCom will be against Colchester. Christ, we've played Colchester so many times this field. It feels like we played them too many times. We did them in a LiveCom earlier this year. I think we lost 4-3. And this is the away game, so hopefully we can come up with something a little bit better. We got Rochdale away next. They're good. Plymouth at home. They're good. Shrewsbury away, not so difficult. Yeovil at home, again, not quite so bad. And then Colchester away. It's a tough one. Like, those 2 games against Rochdale and Plymouth are important. If we can get a draw at Rochdale, perhaps, and win at home to Plymouth, I'll be very happy, because then I think we should win at Shrewsbury. That's 7 points. Home to Yeovil, I'd like to think we could win that too. And maybe lose at Colchester, because you get those blips. I'd say 10 points next month. I'll be happy. So, yeah, there we go. If you like what you're seeing, please feel free to drop a like on the episode, and if you've liked it even more than that, please feel free to subscribe to my channel for more Portsmouth and St Pauli in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8. And I will see you guys in the next episode for the Colchester United game. Bye-bye.